So hello, welcome all of you beautiful artists. My name is Danielle Naylor. I am the art fair director here at Texas Vignette, and this is the first time we're doing like a webinar for our open call. So feel free to stop me and ask questions along the way, but I kind of plan to just like walk through the process of like what it looks like to submit and then just give like our most asked FAQs and kind of answer them. And yeah. So to start, here's a little history of Texas Vignette. Our mission is to promote, support, and connect women in the arts in Texas. Texas Vignette, the organization, was founded in 2017 in response to a larger disparity in gender representation in museum exhibitions, acquisitions, and gallery representation. And through the organization Vignette, we started an annual art fair, and this is just continued to grow into regular programming and network opportunities. And for like legal purposes, I do want to say that Texas Vignette is a 501c3 nonprofit, and it is run by an all-volunteer board of 9 women. So we're all volunteers, all of the board, doing things like we don't get paid, and it's something that we're just very passionate about. And I have been on the board since 2019, and my passion has only grown to continue to provide this opportunity for artists like you all. So FAQs about the fair this year specifically. So our fair has been for the last 2 years and will continue to be for 2024 at Dallas Market Hall, specifically in the Freeway Hall exhibition space. That physical address is 2200 North Stemmons Freeway in Dallas. The curator for this year is Vivian Lee. That's a picture of her off to the side right there. She's the Lupe Murchison Curator of Contemporary Art at the Dallas Museum of Art. Our open call dates are from July 2nd to August 22nd. Oh, sorry. July 2nd to August 2nd, not 22nd, August 2nd of 2024. Works selected and artists will be notified on August 26th. That gives Vivian about a month to kind of review all of the applications and every single artwork. And the fair dates are October 17th to 19th this year. It kind of shifts, but we like to keep it later in the fall. It just feels like a good time to provide an opportunity for artists when everybody's back in town from summer vacations and stuff. And we try not to collide with any other big art fairs going on at the same time, just to kind of bring focus to you all. If you benefit this year, we're hosting it as a benefit. The VIP ticketed event is going to be October 17th, and then open hours are October 18th and 19th. And then we pack it up, and it's just like a whirlwind week. Other FAQs. Does Texas Vignette facilitate the sale of artworks? So Vignette Art Fair 2024 will host an online sales platform through Shopify that will facilitate the sale of artworks. This is the second year that we'll have this. It was super helpful, not only for like our own metrics of tracking like how successful we are in selling y'all's works, but also it made it super easy for buyers to just like open their phone, scan a QR code, and they were able to purchase it like on site, and there wasn't any like discrepancies of like who bought it, because it immediately showed as sold, and it was a really helpful tool. And again, even though we are a volunteer board, we do not take commission when selling artworks at Vignette Art Fair. Like any commission at all. Normally when you enter into like a gallery contract, that they take at least 50%, and Vignette is not interested in doing that. We want all proceeds to go directly to the artist. So I think I have another page of FAQ. Who can apply to the fair? So this is, we want to focus on the gender disparity. So we only want women and women identifying people living and creating art in Texas. This does include trans women and LGBTQ plus women. If you consider yourself a woman and you are living and working in Texas, you are eligible to apply. Very simple, I think. But if you want further clarification, feel free to message me or email me or ask right now. Okay, so do you have to live in Texas to submit to the fair? Yes, you must be a current Texas resident for your work to be considered. And that clarification comes from like artists spending or splitting their time between two different locations. If you are spending at least 50% of your time in Texas and you have a like you are a resident of Texas, you can vote in Texas, you have a car in Texas, whatever, that counts and you are a resident and you are eligible to apply. Submitting to the fair happens through an online platform. It's called Cafe. It's short for call for entry. And the link in our bio on our socials and on our website goes directly to it. It's a really not like beautiful link, but we only accept submissions through that. Through that platform, it just keeps everything very easy for our juror slash curator to just go through everything very smoothly. And it also helps us keep track of like who's been accepted and all of that good stuff. Next FAQ, are there any restrictions on the types of media that Vignette accepts? No, we accept and consider all types of media. We've had like performance artists come in, do performances on special days. We've had artists, like new media artists with like digital installations and videos and like projections and things of that nature, traditional paintings, traditional sculptures, you name it. Vignette has probably had it be a part of their fairs in the previous years. So no restrictions there. I do see someone in the chat. Do artists need to be present during the whole fair? This is a great question. Artists do not need to be present during the whole fair. We do highly encourage it because being present at the fair while we're actively like trying to make sales is a huge networking opportunity for you. We have gallerists come by, we have collectors come by, and in addition to like writers and other people that like are important that we feel would be great for you to meet. Of course, that's not always feasible by one way or another, and we don't require it at all. We've had artists ship works to us, and then like we install it for them with their specifications, and there are several artists that I've had in the last couple of years that I've known only by way of like receiving their artworks, and I haven't met them face to face, and it's still like we're totally fine with that. Okay, next slide. Can I send you my art through social media or email? No, our submissions are done like the Vignette board does not participate in the curation or the jurying of the works. The selection is made by a third party to ensure that it is like as fair as possible. So it would be impossible for us to like take submissions via email and the online platform. So we only accept submissions through Cafe. And I've had people like email me and I've directed them to Cafe. Like it's not like don't be afraid to email me. I'm fine with that. So again, how are works accepted or chosen? And works for the fair are chosen by the curator, solely by the curator. We do not influence them in any way, shape, or form. We really let them like curate the show to a theme that they feel is like poignant for the time and poignant for their like research and practice as a curator. Yeah. There is one $36 fee that you pay to submit up to 10 images of your work, so that in kind of like a long-winded answer, one $36 fee, you can submit up to 10 images or 6 videos or 6 audio. I don't want to say audios. What is the word? Audio files. And that covers that $36 fee covers all of that. That can be like you really just want to capture like one installation piece that has video and audio and visual components to it, and you have like taken up all of those file slots with that one work, or you submit 10 different works, et cetera, that $36 fee covers all of that. Ta-da! If you have any questions that I haven't answered today, and like we're going to keep going, feel free to drop me a line, or if it's something that you don't want to ask in front of everybody else, totally drop me a line. Again, that is DNAYLOR@TEXASBIGNETTE.org. So when you go to Cafe, it's not like a beautiful site, like I said. It's very like what it is. So what you'll do is you'll go to log in and you'll go to artist login. And I've already created a profile, but it is very much like, enter your name, your email address, like pick a password, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just gonna go ahead and log in. I'm not a robot. And then it kind of walks you through a step by step, like how to create a portfolio, how to apply to calls, and then you go and check out, like, depending on like whether or not the calls that you applying to have a registration fee or an application fee. So what I've done is, here's my contact information, blah, 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 very simple. Like you put in your physical address, your phone number, your email address, all very cool. If you are working in a creative team, you'll select team instead of individual. And I'm just gonna check the chat really quick. How do you market to collectors and galleries? Okay, this is a great question, and I'll just stop right now to answer that. So all of the board members are active participants in the arts scene in Dallas in various capacities. We have our board president also owns a art consulting firm. I myself work at the Cedars Union. Our vice president works at the National Sculpture Center. So those, like, our day jobs essentially come with these Rolodexes of collectors and gallerists. And we market the fair to them directly. We also have a growing social media presence that we are working on, like specifically marketing to gallerists and collectors and people who are wanting to like buy work and not just exhibit work. And also connecting like our organization with other organizations in the area. Sorry, cats. And those are just like many of the ways that we market to them specifically. We also have, like I said, an email list of collectors that we invite personally to come attend the fair. We send them a link to the online catalog through Shopify. Participating as a collector in Vignette in previous years, like we take note of that. We take those metrics down and we send them the list. Not the list. We send them a link to, like I said, the Shopify with all of the works that are for sale, and encourage them to buy before the fair opens. Sorry, did that answer your question, Stacy? It's kind of like, okay. Oh, thank you. Yes, all of us are seasoned veterans in the Dallas art scene. Even though you might not see us, a lot of us participate on the back end of like museums and galleries ourselves. Yeah, it's really nice to like have those personal connections and find that people are like just as passionate about women artists in Texas as we are. Okay, back to the application. So you created your profile, you've logged in, you're adding your like personal contact information, your physical mailing address, your like cell phone number, your email address. You've decided whether or not you're participating as an individual or a team. Then you hit update profile. You can also add all these other little things. It doesn't matter depending on like your application for Vignette. These other things aren't really necessary. So let me scroll up to the top. The next thing you're going to do is fill out your portfolio. So your portfolio is not the thing that you're specifically applying to Vignette for. Your portfolio is something that lives specifically with your profile on Cafe. So you can upload, like it says, 100 images. And Vignette only allows you to like apply with 10 images or like audio files or video files. And those are like unlimited links to things. And but just keep in mind, it's more like a library that then when you go to your Vignette application, that you can choose from. Cafe is kind of strange in that it doesn't want you to directly upload to your applications. It wants you to upload to the platform. If that makes sense. Does it make sense? Please nod or cry. Okay, yay. When I first was working, when we were going through different submission platforms, this was kind of like, I wasn't sure if it made sense, but after talking to them and how it makes things go much faster for artists applying, it sold me. Oh, cool. Oh, you find it easy to navigate. That is good for you, girl. That is not how I found it at first. Okay, so then after you've uploaded all of your media, you can go to apply to calls. Okay, good. That is not what okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and type in Vignette, but it does link you to other calls, and I definitely not guarantee, I encourage you all to look at these other applications for things because it's not just like exhibitions, it's like residencies and stuff are also like coming through here, and I think it's a really great like resource to get connected to and like really get acquainted with. They are it's an organization that's really growing itself. So I'm just going to type in Vignette and search. Okay, cool. Apply now. So the first thing you're going to see when you hit apply now is our just agreement, and I made that pretty like simple. So our agreement is very simple. Like it's just a legal statement saying that you agree to make your work available and for sale for the dates should any of your works be selected for Vignette Art Fair. So you can print it out. It's one sentence, or you can decline or agree it. But if you decline, obviously you will not be like proceeding with the rest of the process. So I'm going to hit agree. Cool. So some form questions that we have: upload your artist information. I'm just gonna upload something random, a printer invoice. Your exhibition history, same thing. We want just a single page PDF with your most recent exhibition history. I know some of the artists applying to the fair have years and years, over a decade of like exhibition history, and that's lovely. We don't need all of that. I would really prefer like with the number of applications that we received, which was over 200 last year, our curator doesn't have the time to really go through these long exhibition histories. If you keep it to the most recent, like 5 years max, that is preferable. I am, again, just going to upload a random PDF so that we can move through the process. And then you'll pick the type of media that you are like most describes the majority of your work. I know a lot of us are like varied artists. So we have drawing, fiber artists, installation, new media, painting. We have a bunch. If none of these fit, I would suggest going with like what your heart tells you to do. Again, also feel free to email me if you're unsure, and I can go in and actually add other types of media, like live. I can go in and add that for you. I think I've covered anything. How many artists are generally shown at the fair each year? Great question, Han. We generally try to keep it around 30 to 60. I know so Vignette started in the women's building in Fair Park, which is a huge building. I think they had like 30,000 square feet to work with. So they obviously were doing like over 100 artists every time that they were exhibiting in that space. Dallas Market Hall's Freeway Hall is a little bit smaller than that. Not a little, it's like half the size. Sorry, it's not a little bit smaller, it's half the size. So we try to keep the artists like a little bit lower in the number, like I said, 30 to 60, but it really depends on like the type of artwork and the size of the artworks that the curator wants to have in this space. Like we could have, and this is like not going to happen, but like a wild example would be like, hey, we are just doing like 2 installations by like 2 artists, and it's going to take up the whole space, and it's going to be interactive and like maybe like a Meow Wolf situation. Or we're going to do only tiny works and it's like 500 artists. I don't know. It really just depends on like what the curator is looking at, but I have typically seen in Dallas Market Hall 30 to like 60 artists. Sorry, that was another long-winded answer. I just got off of work. So after you choose the type of media that you are wanting, just hit save. It says, please wait. Just save, and then you will go through. I would suggest save because computers do whatever they want. So then you choose your work samples, and again, it kind of lists out I'm pointing at my computer when I should be doing this. It lists out the like minimum requirements that we have. So at least 1 image, maximum of 10 image files. There is no minimum on audio or video files, but I have a maximum set to 6 just because it can overload the server when we're trying to like download all of that and link all of that to the curator. And here's where it pulls from your portfolio. Again, I just have 2 images, 2 random images. And let's say I just want to have both of these. and I don't have any audio samples on my profile. And I do have a video, so we'll just say that. And these are the 3 files that I am wanting to apply to Vignette with for this year. Why are you saying I didn't like it? I'm sorry, guys. Oh, it's saying the file is invalid. I see. Okay, upload this then. Try that. Okay, so sorry that let me go back. So once you're done and it likes all the PDFs that you put on there and all of the image and audio or video files, you hit save application and then it pushes you through to like, are you ready for checkout? Do you want to view a preview of your application? And it'll just kind of like go through again your like personal information, the PDFs that you uploaded for your CV, bio, website, etc., your exhibition history, and the media that you've chosen. And at that point, you can either go back and like edit things that you want, or you can say that you are ready for checkout. Again, it's listing entry fee is $36 for all 3 of those files, one fee of $36. So I'm ready for checkout. And it accepts all major credit cards and I'm so sorry. All major credit cards and PayPal are accepted to like go through that. And that is just, I'm not gonna pay $36 and like throw off our juror by like adding my pictures of my cat. Okay, so like I said, all major credit cards, PayPal, once you hit proceed to checkout, it is a very normal like point of sale like thing where you select that you want to pay with a credit card, you put in your credit card information. If you have a coupon, Cafe, I don't know if Cafe actually does like coupons or anything. But I guess there's an option to put that in there too. And then you hit submit payment and that's it. It's really a simple process once you have your profile set up. I think that is where when we first started using Cafe a couple years ago, that is where we hit a lot of the issues. People didn't know like that they needed to add images before they hit their application, which is frustrating for sure. And let me just put up my little contact information again. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. We went through all of the FAQs that I normally get. We talked about shipping. I walked you through the process, even though I kind of got distracted a few times. Sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Any idea what Vivian Lee is looking for? Just because I've applied to a lot of shows and it just seems like very personal,
Yeah,
what.
no, that's a great question. And it is very personal. Vivian, her broader I don't want it's like research. Her broader like interest in research as a curator is semi-influenced by the DMA's exhibition schedule. And I imagine that like any curator signing up to curate an all women's Texas art fair is like looking to share or exhibit the diversity that Texas has in their artists, not only in medium, but in ethnicities and races and like economical backgrounds of artists. I know every time I've spoken with previous curators, they are very interested in not just focusing in the DFW, they are interested in focusing across the state. But I unfortunately have not had the opportunity to sit down with Vivian to kind of see what her vision is. And I do also think that like once she starts to see the applications, it'll become a little bit more apparent to her what her vision is like as she's going through, and it could change. I know that's not like a great answer.
No,
Sorry.
that helps. Thank you.
Yeah. Christina, you said when will applicants know when they've been selected or rejected? So I notify artists on September 2nd, and I give those artists a week to decide whether or not they can make it happen. Because I know like a week, having your art away from you from a week is like a big commitment. Even if they are in an exhibition and the hope is to sell them, things change. And so I don't send out rejection notices until after the September 6th date. But if you haven't received anything by September 6th, feel free to reach out or reach out to me at any point in the process. Like I'm happy to kind of tell you where we're at. I don't want this to ever feel like a closed door situation. Like I want it to, even if you're not exhibiting this year, or even if you're unsure if you want to apply this year, like I never want it to feel like a hindrance, and I don't want it to be like an opaque process to like apply or be interested in applying. I think it's really important, yeah, to just have that like open conversation the whole time if y'all have questions or anything.
I have a question just about your group. Are you guys funded by grants or how are you
Yeah.
doing? I don't think the $36 application fee will cover it, probably.
The no, oh gosh, that would be great. No, the $36 application fee pays for using Cafe as the submission platform. Like we don't really see any
Ah,
profit from that. And I've strategically chosen that random, semi-random looking like $36 because of that. It covers any credit card fees that we would be charged for having you all process through credit cards. It covers like the fee for being a member of Cafe. Like we have to join as members, and then we also get charged a fee for posting a call on their site in addition to that. So that's what that $36 fee covers. Um, we do apply for grants every year, and we use that money to put on the fair. We also fundraise through individual donors as well to put on the fair, yeah, and other
okay.
programs.
Do people to attend, do they have to have tickets or like whether a free ticket or a paid ticket or anything like that?
Yeah, so in previous years we had two event nights. The first night was like a VIP high paid event that we accepted artists received two tickets to, one for themselves and one for a plus one, and everybody else there had to pay to play because it was like we hosted hors d'oeuvres and an open bar on that night. And then we had another night that we fundraised for entirely so that we could have like more of an opening reception. And this year we are moving it to be a just one event night, and it's going to we've branded it as a VIP preview benefit. So any night or any profit we make from the ticket sales of that event are going to hopefully continue to like expand. Like we're really hoping to pay honorariums to performance artists to commission pieces for the fair, and also to hopefully start to be able to afford to like ship work in and out, because I know that is sometimes a hindrance for people applying. They can't come, but they want their work to come. But then shipping artwork is super expensive, and it's unfortunate that isn't something that we can cover at our current like financial state, but it is something that we're working towards. All of that to say, this year we're having one ticketed event this year, and it's on October 17th, Thursday night, and artists will receive one ticket for themselves and one ticket for a plus one, and everybody else has to buy tickets.
And then Friday and Saturday are free
Open
entry,
hours.
like
Yes, they are
open hours.
free. Unfortunately, there's no events on those nights. But our open hours, I believe, are going to be like 11 to 5 on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Check our website because I didn't write
Yeah.
any of this down. Not very smart of me.
Thank you for doing this, for
Yeah.
creating this project and everything you guys do for women artists. Yeah,
Yeah.
seems
Well,
really
thanks for
exciting.
making beautiful art. It wouldn't be worth it if y'all weren't making great art that I wanted to show. So thank you all. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to end this, but we'll see. Good night, everybody.
Thank you,
Good
Danielle.
night.